Welcome to Leveling Up the Podcast with Alethia Tucker. I'm so happy that you're listening today. My goal is to bring something new, something promising. I plan to bring conversation, resources, and wisdom around the things that are holding us back from going for our best. We'll talk about everyday life and careers. I'll bring us dialogue designed to dig deep and identify our passions. We'll talk about the limits that you need to let go of and the promise that you need to grab a hold of. I'll interview women who bring valuable insight to the table. We'll have opportunities for Q&A, and we'll talk resources to help along the way. There are levels to this, and we'll hit them all, starting at the ground floor. We all have dreams, and now is our time to level up.
Ground floor.
I work with a company that does a lot of virtual training. And one of the courses that I teach for them is called Learning to Deal with the Difficult Customer. And there is another one, of course, that kind of accompanies that, and it's best practices for team members who are learning to deal with difficult customers. And of course, there is a curriculum that we deliver. We have some milestones that we have to hit. Everything's kind of divided into modules. Each module covers something different that's all, of course, related to customer service. What makes the class different each time is you don't know who is going to be in the class. You have modules that need to be completed, and some of them are focused in on customers who have a brick and mortar store and they have customers that come in and purchase. Others are government entities where they supply services and they really are the only shop, the only place where the public can get services such as road work and things that are directly related to the city or to the state. And then there are some who strictly operate in a service capacity. They don't really have a product. They may be a corporation, then they operate in a service capacity, and they don't necessarily interact with people on a regular basis. Many of the calls may come into them versus them having people come in. Some have customers who deal with email. Some have customers by phone. So the bottom line is everybody is different. And each time I teach the course, I make sure that I relate it specifically to the students that I have in the session. So when talking about customer service for the person with the brick and mortar, I also have to talk to customer service for the person who just really doesn't communicate a lot with their clients, but may just do some things perhaps occasionally on the phone, but mostly on emails. What I've learned over time is that I can never go into the class saying, okay, this is how it's going to go, because it's different every time. And you know what? It has taught me versatility. It has taught me the importance of making sure that you are getting your point across based on your audience. It's taught me to change things up on a dime sometimes, so to speak. And it has really kept me on my toes. And that experience led me to say, changing up really does keep you on your toes, and it's good for you. So don't get discouraged or don't get flustered when you feel as though things keep changing and you're trying to figure, I just want this to be constant. Well, it may not be meant to be constant. Change is good most of the time. Change always teaches us something, right? Could be good lessons, could be bad lessons. But one thing that happens when you have to switch things up, when you juggle things up a bit, it really does keep you on your toes. And that is a great exercise, and it's a great lesson. So here's your affirmation. I may have to do a little dancing sometimes when things don't go exactly as I planned for them to go. It's not always bad. to have to change things up because versatility really does keep me on my toes. I want to be my best. And if needing to change things up based on the situation, based on the environment, based on factors that I really can't control, if switching things up because of that has to happen, it's okay because I know that it's making me better. Switching things up really does keep me on my toes, and that's fine.
Main level.
Hello, welcome to Leveling Up the Podcast with Alethia Tucker. I'm excited to have another guest with me, Castle. I have known, it's funny. I'm here at the Leadership Experience Tour. We were at the tour a few years back and discovered that we have her friend, my aunt, and then it just started coming back to me. I have known her for quite some time. So she has moved actually away from where I am now. So it's wonderful to catch up and to find out what life is looking like now that you've moved and you get tired. I'm so happy to have you here. Tell me a little bit what's going on.
Excited to be here and thank you for having me. Yes, it has been an amazing 3 years. I retired in 2022. And at that point, I was just beginning to think about what is it that I want to do for the next 20, 25 years if I'm blessed to live as long as my dad, who had passed away at 100. So I had been so busy focusing on retirement and sucking money away and then say, what's next? But I actually heard a Facebook blog and it was Les Brown. I knew who he was. I could say I was a follower at the time. But he said, are you doing what you love? And I was like, no, pivotal pist. Because I had made very practical decisions all my life in terms of definitely the career that I had selected. So I worked 45 years in corporate America as a CBA, and it was a practical decision. I knew that I would always have a job. I would always be able to take care of myself, always take care of my family. But then I just started exploring new opportunities. And one of the things, kind of that adage, age-old adage, but C.S. Lewis has said, you're never too old to start a new dream, to set a new goal or dream a new dream. And I have been following that. So I started taking courses. I started, just kind of thinking, exploring opportunities. I started taking acting lessons and went to modeling events. I started writing, doing book collaborations, started speaking, and then I decided, but what I wanted to do was to use my voice through my writing, through my speaking, through my coaching, to show other women that life doesn't end because you reach a certain age. So now at 71, I have launched my coaching program, and I am an acting. I have an agent. I was just in a film that debuted in Georgia at the International Film Festival. I have a book that's coming out. I am speaking. And I wasn't willing to know, to kind of go through the transformation that I went through, to say, you don't know what you're capable of doing until you set aside all of those limiting beliefs and start trying new things and exploring new things. Because I had spent, like many women, focus on my job and focus on my children, focus on my marriage. And then, life has thrown me curveballs. I always say I've had my winters. It hasn't been summer full of celebration the whole time. But I have been amazed at the number of women who's come back to say, I'm loving your renaissance. I'm loving all of this. And being really encouraged by what I'm doing. So, people are watching and you don't even know that they're watching. But for me to be seen as an example of what you can do in your 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. I am just very excited. And so I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited for you. Is really, really
And you really are the poster woman for what I advocate for, what I do. I am a reinvention strategist. I work with those women in the 40 plus years. We're in the middle years trying to figure out, I've done my family all my life. I chosen a career that's puts food on the table and kept a roof over my, but is it really what I'm passionate about? Is it really what I want to do? And those women, you have to deal with that mindset of I'm too old, of negating those limiting beliefs and getting past all of those syndromes that have held us back. And Carolyn is a prime example. It's never too late. You're never any of those tools to reinvent, to go after your dream, to pursue purpose, and go after what's so passionate.
And it's in some cases it's rediscovering a dream or just beginning to dream. I just took a course, and one of the first questions, what's your big dream? I was stymied. When I say I had to think, because I had not focused or thought about a dream or a passion in years. Oh yes, I've always been there. Never we thought about. I've always supported women, always done things to support children, but an advocate for women's rights, making sure that women are in charge of their finances. Those are the things that are important to me. And so that's what I really think about now is encouraging women and enabling them to become more knowledgeable and learn how to take control of their health, their wealth, and take care of their professional and personal lives. But most importantly, it's really taking care of making sure they have the right mindset so that they then can take care of their finances. When you have your finances in control and you start believing in yourself and open yourself to the opportunity that I did, roll the but seasons has. I saw a Facebook post yesterday. Someone responded to something about, doing something new. And she said, at 72, that ship is passed. And I said, ships can sail into many, many ports. You still have some ports you haven't visited. And she just laughed. But I mean, yes, you have to change your mindset and think about what is possible. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm loving it. I am loving that change in myself. I'm enjoying my life, and I'm enjoying the impact that I'm having on other women.
Oh my goodness. And you are having impact. You are having impact. Like I said, I hadn't seen you in a long time. I've been watching what you're doing, and it's so refreshing because, you can see it now. The joy that you have in pursuing the poem Victor now on is very evident. And it just speaks to the importance of this. And you go after purpose. You go after expression. Because those are the things that are going to sustain you, that's going to be those latter years is like, your guest.
In the last years, absolutely. It is so funny. One of my former neighbors, who's now 81, just did a 500-mile hike in Europe. And I watched as she posted every day. This was late last year, rolling into this year. And I told her, I said, all right, you're my Shira. Because I look at her and say, and her name is Shay Shay. But I said, if she can do it, then I can do it. But I called her, she is an example of what life can be well into your 80s. And so I just said, you can't give up. You can't stop thinking or start thinking in your 60s that you're too old to do anything because, my goodness, there's too much living to do. And I'm term advocate thing. Don't let your age be your cage because you can imprison yourself by thinking that, oh, I can't do that anymore. And then once you start thinking you can do some things, then you won't. Yeah, you are. What is it? If you think you can, if you think you can't, you will. Right. So it's all part of your mindset. As I'm a firm believer in changing your mindset, living positively. I've been told I trip through life with my rose-colored glasses, and I always say, "Oh, no, God has my back," and that's what propels me into the future. So
That is great. So tell us, how can we connect to find out about the program, to find out what Carolyn's doing next?
definitely reach out to me on my website. That's the best place at carolynbrooks.collins.com. carolynbrooks.collins.com. You can schedule a discovery call. You'll see her tags from all programs. But I would love to hear from you and I would love to connect with you. But you can also reach me on social media. Again, it's Carolyn Brooks-Collins. You can reach me on LinkedIn at Carolyn Brooks-Collins. And you can find out all about me. But again, reach out to me. Love to connect with you.
Yes, yes. Now she's getting ready to take the stage tomorrow. And, I mentioned that we're here for the Leadership Experience Tour. What to give us a little snippet of what you might talk about, what you're going to talk about tomorrow.
Well, I am going to talk about the power of your voice. And I just believe women that the silent and silenced wait and you cannot take control of your health or your wealth if you're silent. And so it's understanding why it's important to speak out, but also what has led us to being silent. Sometimes it's trauma. It's the lessons we learn as children and that stay with us. So the power of your voice. I hope you have your ticket so you can watch the entire program. There's fantastic speakers.
Awesome speakers. And look, yeah, like she said, she is one of them. And I heard her speak before. I'm going to make sure you guys get the link so that you can tune in and hear these speakers. One last thing. Any tip that you want to give someone out there who is sitting with their voice silent, all right, thinking, I have done this burritos for 40 years now, and all I'm going to do now is just go sit in my rocking chair and kind of wait my days out. I'll continue life. There may have been some things I wanted to do, but as you just said, my ship has sailed, but that is not true. What advice would you want?
Get started. Get started today. You don't have to. I would love for you to join my program, but get with a community of women who are going to support you and encourage you to start exploring all of your passions, your skill sets. Just understand that you are an abundance of talent and it's not too late to explore what you can do with housing. So join the community nearby, reach out to me, but simply start moving and doing whatever you would love to do. It's never too late.
It's never too late. Here I say it's never too late to reinvent. It's never too late. He's so saying, oh, you so want today. It means a lot to me, and it's wonderful to connect. I'm keeping up with what you're doing, with what I'm doing, and I'm sending people her way because listen, this is what we do. That we support, we collaborate, we make sure that we do job for each other. So it's a responsibility once you get something to make sure that others have it as well. I fail, she grieves it. I certainly do.
So I am so excited and so honored that you have me on your podcast.
Absolutely. I was determined. I'm like, we're connected. We are connected. So listen, you guys, thanks for listening in. or wrapping up here, make sure that you come back for the next episode of Leveling Up the Podcast. But in the meantime, make sure that you go out to be authentic for yourself. You are the best version of you that there is. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Go out and touch something with that unique thumbprint that you have that's only yours. Touch something and make your uniqueness something that turns the world into a better place for you and for those around you. And until then, be well.
The Loft.
Welcome to The Loft. My guest today was Carolyn Brooks-Collins, and it was so awesome to catch up with her. Her whole platform focuses on women and them doing things maybe when they think it's just too late. And her message is, it's never too late. Just go do it. Now, she has a few things that she wants to recommend. And the main thing that she wants to recommend is her program, Fearlessly Confident Women's Coaching Program. Make sure you connect with her, particularly if you're in those middle years and you're trying to figure what it is that you do from here, or perhaps even a little beyond the middle years. Trust me, it is never too late. You know, we always talk leveling up here, and her message, of course, is you deserve to go out and be happy and to do the things that you want to do. She is having the time of her life right now, sharing the information that she has grown to know based on experience, based on training, and based on lessons, again, experience that she's learned, and she can help you too. So be sure to go to her website. You can also follow her on social media everywhere. She is Carolyn Brooks-Collins. And that's it.
Okay, we've reached the end of the episode. Thanks so much for taking the time to listen. As you catch the elevator down, if you feel so inclined, rate, review, subscribe, and share with a friend. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Remember, every day is a new opportunity, and it's never too late to level up.